Here's a story from Military Times. Nearly 70% of active members are overweight, report finds. 70% of active military duty is overweight. So a report of American Security Project reveals that 2/3 of Americans, of soldiers, active duty members, fall within the overweight or obese category. The body mass index, BMI, the obesity rate within the military based on BMI has more than doubled over the past decade, rising from, are you kidding me? Rising from 10 to 21%. The report emphasizes need for addressing this issue, particularly in the context of military recruitment and readiness. The growing obesity rate amongst service members are seen as alarming, affecting the military's ability to recruit an adequate labor force. The report recommends reviewing body composition standards, referring troops with high BMI to specialized doctors for obesity treatment, with including BMI data and the report provided to Congress. What is the recruiting and retention? What are we talking about here? What's your thoughts on this story?
Well, first of all, Pat, the numbers for recruitment is at an all, like it's, Tom, nobody's joining the military. I'm actually worried, Pat, because not only 70% out of shape is absolutely ridiculous, which is doubled in the past 10 years. Look at what else has the military been doing this year? We lost for a week F-35, $85 million plane. They had no idea where the hell it was. And then they came out and asked the public, hey, do you guys know where it is? It's like, wait a minute. You're the military. You know what I mean? How are you asking us where a stealth fighter is? I mean, apparently I think they found it. It crashed somewhere in the ocean. But, Pat, I'm genuinely worried because besides the weight, besides the losing technology, not keeping up with what's happening in the world with intelligence, the military pays for girls to have boob jobs. And if you want to transition, they're paying for people to have transition surgery. Your tax dollar is going for that. It's the military is getting weak. And with all the stuff that's happening in the world, this is the worst time to have overweight, woke, surgery-having people that are like because Tom, we've gotten lackadaisical because nothing has happened. There hasn't been no wars. There hasn't been no deployments. It's a scary thing because I'm not saying, Pat, we need practice, but something needs to happen with the training and something needs to happen, Tom, to keep them on their toes. Because if 70% are overweight, God forbid some ground invasion shit happens, I think we're in bad shape.
Tom.
I agree. I think it's part of a bigger and longer 5-week podcast on America's health and what's going on. But I think this is disgraceful. But I go upstream. Why can't we get young people with a patriotic eye to serve their country?
Well, we used to look what's happening in the schools and stuff.
We're having trouble recruiting them. And the ones we can recruit, what they're saying is, I can't get enough people that are in shape that want to defend their country. So I'm having to expand the criteria to people who are softer and bigger. And I think that's...
Pat, not to cut you off, Pat, do you, no wonder why numbers are down. If you wave a flag, people are like, you're racist. Patriotism is at an all-time low. You can't even say that you love being American because people think that it's a shitty thing to say. That doesn't surprise me.
So by the way, just beautifully put together. Number one, love of the country. You have to have that. You got to have love and pride for the country you represent. Others have it. Our educational system is not increasing love and pride in our country. That's number one. Number two, it's a very good point, Tom. Number two, our standards have dropped, okay? We are trying to be way too soft, allowing it's okay to do LGBTQ and to do this and to do that. We have to be more such and such. Your enemy doesn't give a shit if you're gay, straight, trans, or black, or white, or Hispanic. They don't care. They want to kill you. And the only thing you can do to protect your country is to be seen, feared, and respected. And the enemy today doesn't fear us and they don't respect us. Why would anybody respect an enemy who's out of shape? This guy's going to run out of breath after 30 seconds of, I can't do this. Can you tell them to stop? Let's take a break. Nobody takes a break in war. There are no timeouts in war. In a game, there may be timeout. Hey, coach, I'm out of breath. You can't go and say, hey, Hamas, let's take a quick 30-second timeout in this war here. Let's take a quick 30 seconds. Let's take a full timeout, timeout to get a break. That doesn't happen in war. So it's pretty embarrassing and pathetic to say the least.
I'll add one thing is that, on my show, in the Sozcast, we have all these women on and we have these conversations about what's going on with modern day feminism and basically the body positivity movement. And I'm not sure if you've seen the latest Victoria's Secret fashion show situation and just all shapes and sizes and sort of redefining what beautiful is. And there's zero fat shaming allowed. There's zero accountability. Hey, you could be as big as you want to be. And the problem with that is that we didn't essentially look on the other side of the equation when it comes to men. Men have no problem being like, dude, you're a complete slop. You're completely out of shape. Get it together. But women will not do that to each other. They will not hold each other accountable. If someone's big, they'll be like, oh, you're big, you're a queen or whatever. But to see that happening in the military to today is just sort of indicative of where we're at. You know, they said the military's gone woke, go broke.
Yeah.
Exactly, the new Victoria's. But it's I don't know if this is a food thing.
So are you saying bring back fat shaming in the military? Is that kind of what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Slight bullying.
Right, I mean, at least you're not being
a little bullying. Yeah. And Pat, it's funny you brought up the gays and the military. By the way, their numbers are so down. Yeah. It went from when we were in to don't ask, don't tell. Now it's we don't give a shit. We need you. And this is random, Pat, but this is a fact. Did you know in 1994 our government tried to use gay as a weapon? Did you know that? They were proposed a bill, the Department of Defense, $7.5 million to create a gay bomb. A chemical that when it blew up, Google, if you think I'm lying, Rob, look it up. Yeah. Pat, this chemical would hit the enemy, Pat, and make them irresistible to each other.
Something tells me, Vinny, that much like the Wuhan lab leak, that leaked somehow here in America, buddy.
Okay, there you go. Gay bomb, informally known as a non-lethal psychochemical weapon concept that was speculated upon a research laboratory within the United States Air Force. The unconventional idea involved the dispersion of sex pheromones over enemy forces with the intent of generating mutual sexual attracting among them, causing mass confusion and panic within their platoons. Dating back to 94, the Wright Laboratory in Ohio, a persecutor to the modern United States Air Force Research Laboratory, drafted a 3-page proposal detailing several potential non-lethal chemical weapons. The document eventually acquired by Sunshine Project. Via Freedom of Informative Act request explores the notion of the gay bomb, among other concepts.
Can you imagine this, Adam? We're fighting in the Middle East, and there's two Middle Easterns like in a foxhole, and the gay bomb hits, and he's like, the smoke clears like, Amir, are you okay? He's like, no. He's like, what can I do to help? He's like, well, get back there. And like, dude, could you imagine using like that's the type of money that they were wanting to spend.
Way too many good jokes with this.
How funny is that? But it's a fact.
Wow.
You told me to find gems. That's a gem.
Maybe they dropped a lot of gay bombs in a few different places in America.
If you ever go down the rabbit hole of CIA and Department of Defense drug and other testing, you will find that they were trying anything. A lot of it didn't work, but they were trying anything, and they would experiment with it.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.